Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I cannot believe I'm already doing my August update video. I feel like August just flew by. It was our first full month back to homeschool and I'm excited to kind of just share some updates for you. We are talking about kind of all the things that happened in August during our homeschool, and then we're also going to talk about what my plans are kind of going into September as well. I was going to do two videos, but it's just going to be easier just smushing them together because I feel like I'm going to talk about most of the same things. So we started our school year mid-July, and so the first few weeks of July we were kind of doing like a slow start. Into August we kind of went full force back into it, and so my kids are pretty much doing all their core subjects. You know, we have our math. My older two daughters are using Saxon, Nicole the math lady, and then my son is using Math with Confidence kindergarten, and those have all worked out just amazingly. My daughters are using IEW for language arts, and that has been working out really well. We've been doing some reading units as well that they're really liking. They also started using handwriting. They're doing Zaner Blosser's handwriting, and so far I'm really liking how it works out. It's just hard with handwriting because I really do feel like you should stick to the same handwriting over courses of years. Both my daughters are pretty strong though in handwriting, and they're picking it up really well. They're both learning cursive at this point, and so I do really like the Zaner Blosser books for that. They have been using their grade level journals from School Nest. So at the beginning of the year I gave them each their grade specific journal. I got this like little mini photo printer, and we kind of just journal about each week. They do a lot of events in their co-ops, and so that is stuff they choose to journal about, or just maybe some projects going on that week in school. We are using Apologia's Earth Science this year for them, my 3rd and 5th grader, and there's activities kind of throughout like every day, every lesson, but there's one like year-long project, and this year-long project we have been working on making like a globe. And so the first part was like making the base of the globe. Then we moved into kind of doing some like grid lines, like locating the equator and the North and South Pole, and then all the different grid lines pretty much. And now we're moving on to putting like our continents, and then we're going to start painting it. So that project has been a lot of work, I'm not gonna lie. So they've been having fun though. So we have gotten through about 5 lessons in our Earth Science, and I want to say there's 14 lessons altogether, so we are moving pretty fast through that, and I like it. I like the hands-on aspect. It's Earth Science, but right now we're learning a lot about geography, like the globe, like I said, grid points, the North and South Pole, directions, the continents, and so I really am liking that a lot because it's kind of showing me like what my kids know and stuff. So that has been going over very well. I really am liking Apologia Science. I have done like a video on it, and I'm sure I'll do some more of like kind of showcasing how our lessons go. We have been struggling with history. I don't think it's a surprise. I didn't have like a set plan going into the school year. I knew I had some resources like the Tuttle Twins America's Storybook and the Evan Moore history pockets. It's just neither one of those curriculums has any sort of like plan to go with them, and so I thrive much better with a plan. I've been using Homeschool Planet, and so like our days are planned out perfectly. I don't even have to think about what we're doing, and so that is why I'm struggling so much with history, because I don't have anything planned out. I did, and if I can find it, I'll post like a picture of it. Someone on like a Facebook Tuttle Twins group did make like kind of like a suggested like what pages in the book you should read and what activities you should do, and I've kind of been looking at that. I just really need to dedicate some time and sit down and go through it. I do want to start using the Evan Moore history pockets as well. I just need to do it. So that is a goal for September. I need to be like more intentional and like carve out some time to figure out history, because we have read through I think 3 or 4 chapters in the Tuttle Twins book, and we really like it, but all we're doing is reading through it and kind of talking about it. So I feel like we need to do more. I just have not like done that yet. So I'm trying. and I will be sure to share. I know a lot of you are asking about it, and I think a lot of people struggle with it because it's not a curriculum, it's a reading book, and like it's very hard to like plan out. So, and I think American history and just history in general, there's like it's just not an easy subject for me, so it's really hard to like find a curriculum that I like. So that's what we're doing with that. Right now we finished reading Matilda this month. It wasn't my favorite book. I did not like the literature guide that we chose with it. For the remainder of August, I had both my daughters just pick their own individual books. So my middle daughter Mila is picked The Wild Robot, and so she's reading that book on her own. And then my older daughter in 5th grade picked, I'll pop a picture of it, I can't remember it. It's not an R.L. Stine book, but it's kind of like a scary type book. So they're both reading those individually on their own right now, and they're going to be doing some book reports once they finish those, kind of just to break it up. I like them reading together, but they each have their own like book interest, and so I think it's really important for kids to pick books that they want to read, not are just being told to read. So I kind of broke it up and let them pick their own books, their own genres, and we'll just do like a little book report at the end of the month. So, or now actually, because this is the end of the month when I'm filming this. I think we're going to jump into The Magician's Nephew by C.S. Lewis. I think we're going to read that, and then we're going to read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe next. And I have literature guides on both of those that we're going to be doing in probably September and October, and then we'll probably break and read some more like Halloween fall theme books until the beginning of next year. I've not started doing any unit studies yet. I did just get the life skills unit from Gather Round. I did make a video on that, so if you're interested, I will link that down below. And I did get the dinosaurs unit from Gather Round also. I love the life skills one, so we may start incorporating that one in sooner rather than later. The dinosaurs one, I know we're probably not going to do until like spring, after like Christmas break and stuff. I know that my kids were asking about dinosaurs. I think it'd be fun to do. We've never actually like talked about dinosaurs, so that will probably come at the next half of our school year, but I do have that. I am going to start maybe planning out some fun, like, you know, holiday type units for Halloween, Thanksgiving, the fall time frame. I actually have some. I think I have the Halloween unit from Barefoot in the Trees that we never finished last year. I have a Thanksgiving one from Campfire Curriculum, I think, that I will maybe look at and see about that. Some Christmas stuff. So those are kind of some upcoming unit studies that I'm looking at. We are about to just like get into crazy season, to be honest. Starting in September, all 3 of my kiddos are going to be back in their co-op classes. So that means Mondays and Fridays they're going to be in their co-op classes. And then they all 3 are doing sports, our activities as well. So my oldest is going to be doing volleyball. My middle daughter is going to be doing gymnastics and ballet. And my son is doing karate multiple times a week. And so it's a lot. We are not like the sports family. And I normally make them kind of spread it out. Like only one kid can do an activity at a time, but it's just the season we're in. Thankfully, my son's karate and my oldest volleyball, or some of their practices are like on the same days. So that at the same time. So that kind of works out. We're not like double doing it, but we're going to be pretty busy every day, you know, besides our normal life. Someone has like an activity or something that needs to be done. So we're going to adjust to that new normal. We have family coming in town in September. I'm going to be traveling for work at the beginning of October, and so I need to prepare for that. I'll be gone for a whole week this time, and so whenever I'm gone, it kind of just shakes things up. And so it's just an adjustment. It's things that I need to plan for and, you know, just prepare the home for. So those are things that I'm kind of planning and preparing in September. My kids are excited to get back to their co-op classes. Each of my kids takes 3 different co-op classes plus a PE class, and so this co-op session runs for about 9 weeks, and then they have a lot of co-op activities. So we thankfully, one of the positives about living in a bigger city is the co-op we are in is pretty large, and they have a pretty like structured like activity schedule. There's like over 200 families. It is all volunteer, but I mean it's pretty big and pretty like professional. I don't know what other word I want to use. My oldest daughter has moved up in like her age level, and so she is now in like a tween group, and her events are just a little bit different. They're more of like drop-off events where she goes and she's like one time they rented out a pizza place and they were playing board games and eating pizza, and so it's all really fun, but it's like she's now in a different like group of activities versus my younger 2 kids. Thankfully, I have my mother-in-law who helps with like 80% of that, because a lot of it is during the hours I work, so I just can't. But I do, whatever activities I can after my work hours or on the weekends. So all of that is ramping back up in September as well. And then rolling into October, like I said, I'm traveling for work the very first week. We have family coming in town in October. And then it's my husband's and my oldest daughter's birthdays. So and then it's my middle daughter's birthday and son's birthday, like all following that. And then, all the holidays. So this is just traditionally September is like my last month to breathe, and it just starts like snowballing from there. So I am very thankful that our school stuff is just so like on point right now. Like I love my Homeschool Planet online planner. That has saved me so much time. All the curriculum we're using is just absolutely amazing. I don't know, it just is all just like functioning so well. Our school days are just going so well. My kids have been, I don't want to say like they jump out of bed and are super eager to do school. Like I still have to wake them up and like, come on, it's time for school. But like just positive attitudes, getting it done. We're done by lunchtime with school pretty much every day. My kids have just been super great about being motivated and getting their classwork done, and it's just been a great time. That is kind of my update. I don't have like a ton of like changes. Like I said, the only thing I'm struggling with is American history, and I need to be like, I need to figure that out. I need to figure out what we're doing, because the problem is too, is I thought they were both going to be taking history classes in their co-op, and they're not. So I kind of like put it on the back burner, because I'm like, well, if they're just taking classes, I'm not going to worry about it. But they're not. They actually are both taking science classes in their co-ops. So I may pause on our science because again, it's only 14 lessons long, and we're already through 5 lessons for the whole school year. So I definitely have the time to pause. And then I was like, we could focus more on history while they're taking science in their co-op. So that's also an option. I forgot to talk about that. So that may be something we're doing. I may get us to a good stopping point in our earth science curriculum where I feel like it's a good breaking point. They're going to be both doing science classes in co-op for 9 weeks, and so that may be more time we have during the week to start focusing on history. So that is what I need to figure out. How do I prioritize history? How do I find something that works that's not frustrating me? That is something that I took away from our last homeschool year. Last homeschool year, I was using curriculums that were really frustrating me and my kids because they weren't planned out well. I didn't know what we were doing. And once I get frustrated or my kids get frustrated, it's really hard to like find the motivation to like complete it. So I don't want to feel that this year. I feel like everything except history is working so well, and so I just need to maybe dedicate a little bit of time to really like figure that out. So that is something I'm going to be intentional about this month coming up, is that, and planning out like some of our holiday stuff, because that's always fun. That's something I really enjoy. My kids really enjoy it. We had a lot of fun during the holidays last year with some of the different unit studies we did. So I'm excited for that. Personally, I have been reading just a ton. I did start a second YouTube channel because I just want to keep my homeschool life completely separate than my kind of book reading life. It's just two different things, especially like in a place like YouTube. So I will link my new channel down below if you care about the books I read, all of that. Please subscribe and support that channel. But from going forward, they're going to be two completely separate things. So there's that if you're interested in that. Other than that, I've been really consistent with working out, eating healthy. My husband and I have been doing the intermittent fasting since I think beginning of June. So we only eat during certain times of the day. I've been working out at least 3 times a week and I feel really good. Mentally, I feel really good. I do not feel like burnt out or overwhelmed. And I was feeling that way in May. I was just feeling very burnt out, very overwhelmed, you know, and some of that just comes with the territory, right? I'm a homeschooling mom of 3 kids. I still have younger age kids. I do work full time. I'm a wife. I have a home to manage. And so I don't think it's like possible to like never get burnt out, but something that I learned through all of that was really like taking time for myself. As much as I love talking about homeschool stuff, I needed to like get out of that mindset. And so reading has really been that outlet for me to like separate myself mentally, and working out also. So those are things that I'm really, you know, intentional about doing for myself and that I really am enjoying in this kind of season of life. So if you have any like specific questions or video requests that you're wanting to see on my channel, I am planning out content for the rest of the year. So leave those down below. I try to ask, but I know like not everyone is on Instagram. I'm honestly not on Instagram a ton anymore. I know on like when I post things on YouTube, you don't always see it. So if you want like a specific video or if you have specific questions, leave those down below so I can start kind of planning those out. I do have a couple more brands I'm working with to show like some different like options for you guys. So I'm excited for those coming soon as well. Yeah. And that's where I'm at. So thank you guys all for your support, being here, watching these videos, supporting my channel. I truly am grateful. I hope you all are having a great start to your school year. I know a lot of people started over the last couple weeks. I hope you had a great August. I hope you're looking forward to your September. And again, thank you for being here. Have a great day, guys, and we will all chat soon. Bye.